Many of us have been to funerals before. It shouldn't take a funeral to get us thinking about life and death. Death is a truth that nobody can escape. What's really important is what happens after that. Don't just go about your life and acting like and living as if this is all that there is. If you don't believe that there's a God, I would suggest and I would plead with you to investigate that belief. Why do you believe that? What evidence is on your side? And have you sought truth? Have you actually sought truth? Because the Bible says that God is knocking at the door to our hearts, and it's up to us to open up that door and allow him in. Some would say, I don't believe in God because all of these different things have happened. There's all these horrible, wars and deaths, and there's evil, and, people betray each other, and, there's depression, and there's anxiety, and there's illnesses, and, there's so much bad evil. Some people say, well, I don't believe in God because otherwise he wouldn't allow that. He'd stop it. If there was really a God in heaven that cared, he would come down and he would just stop it. He'd put an end to it, and he would make himself known. He would make himself, visible. Have you ever walked outside? Have you ever looked up at the sun, the skies? Have you ever been to the ocean? Have you ever seen the variety of different animals that are on this planet? Do you really think that it just came from some big bang of something exploding and just boom, fart, and then all this stuff is just created into being? I mean, come on. But it takes more faith to believe in things that are against the truth that are put out. It takes way more faith to believe in them, in those theories, than it does to believe that there is a God, that there is a creator. If I were to be asked that question, if there is a God, what's he going to do to make it up? Does he have a plan to, make up for, so to speak, this horrible world, and how it's, full of tragedy and pain and grief and loss? How's he going to make that right? Guess what? In the Bible, if you read it, it explains the plan, and the answer is yes. Yes, he does. He does have the perfect plan, the plan that is a legal blood covenant plan to make up for and restore, not just restore as in make things equal and even, but restore every single horrible thing that you've been through, every single pain and loss that you've experienced, as if it never even happened, but then you'll get restoration on top of that. I would just encourage you to examine the reasons why you do not believe. Is it because somebody who says that they're a Christian did something that was not godly, that was not Christ-like, so they were acting in hypocrisy, contrary to God's will and nature and plan? Is it because of that? Because one thing I have learned, and I've learned it time and time again, and it's one of the many truths that I try to keep in my mind, in the Rolodex of my mind. We mustn't let a horizontal relationship or anything that happens on the horizontal plane to affect our vertical relationship, the up and down relationship between us and God. Because here's the thing, God is not far from us. We are far from him, or we are resistant to him. We are trying to hold on to our fleshly nature, that is to control things, to fix things. And God gave us free will. And because he gave us that free will, he's not going to violate that boundary of what he gave us to begin with. We have to go from our no and unwillingness to surrender and submit and truly want to know an answer to life's toughest questions. He gave us that free will so that we could either choose him freely or not choose him. He's not going to force us to have a relationship with him in heaven if we don't clearly want to have a relationship with him here on earth. Explore your why, please. Explore the reasons behind what makes you upset at the thought of being a Christian, or angry at the idea of surrendering under the creator of the universe, God. Like, dig deep and find out the reasons behind your reasons. And sometimes you have to doubt your doubts, and you need to apply truth to those situations. So investigate, because you are loved, you are valued, you are worthy of God's love, and he has always loved you, and that is a truth that you're not able to stop it, and that's not in his nature. You're not powerful enough to destroy God's will, but he gives us a choice to walk into his will for us or stay in our own lane of free will. If you want to see the glory of God, what I have learned and what I have been trying to pen and explain is that it takes a willing heart, a willing vessel that is surrendered to the Lord. Basically, you have to kind of get sick and tired of doing things on your own, and you have to come into a place of, I guess, like humility and understanding that you don't have to do it all on your own. You have a God that if you would simply seek him, like, he will work out and fix the things that you are spending your life stressed on and trying to do and trying to fix. And I'm speaking in a position of already having done that circle, that dance. The more and more that I seek him, the more and more that he unlocks for me to understand and confirms it with sources that are just even outside of just myself. It's not just something that's in my mind. It's confirmed through external factors. You know, things that I will come upon, somebody will say something, I'll find something on the ground. That's happened before. I'll be thinking upon a question that I'm asking God, and then the answers will come through. Sometimes it's the most, like, surprising of places. We are all blessed